You got any other bets? You got any other bets?
No. Damn it.
Otherwise, you gotta take me to small clams.
What are you talking about?
I spilled some water on this.
Oh,
computer.
just shut up for a second. Are we on the air?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That annoying fucking voice is guess who? Guess who's back? Mario Bosco, of course. Mario regular. He's our George Goebel. He's like a tuxedo with brown shoes. Dave Juskow here. That's not nice. Mr. Warmth over there. Dave Juskow here. Dave and I recently did a football show. We're doing another 11 of them. Rick Dorfman producing it. It's going to cost us about $80. Now, why are you not talking to Rick Dorfman? You said you're not talking to him.
Oh,
I'm not talking to him
this
either.
Is good. Do I mean, should I say it?
Go ahead.
It's really messed up. Well, we're doing that football show, and I was trying to get a sponsor for it.
Yeah.
So then I said, hey, I want to get a sponsor.
So you said, who's the biggest prick I know?
No, he helped me get those people that were filming it.
Wow.
And then I
he
said,
knew people with a camera?
Oh, whatever,
He knew people with a phone?
They're an offshoot of Broadway Video, so it was a pretty good deal.
An offshoot.
Whatever.
So
I said, I want to get a sponsor, and he goes, no, they don't want any sponsors. I'm like, are you sure? And he goes, I just talked to that guy. He said it will complicate things. And so then I talked to the girl. We had lunch.
Complicate things?
Yeah. So I talked to the girl, and I go, can I just ask you a question? Why would getting a sponsor complicate things? She goes, the fuck are you talking about? We would love a sponsor. We're doing this for free.
Oh, my God. So what's his motive?
That's the thing. I can't figure out.
I'll tell you, he doesn't want to work.
He doesn't want to work, but I didn't say that he had to go get it, but he must have thought I meant, can you go look for a sponsor?
J.B. Smooth is speaking at another charity in St. Louis.
It's unbelievable. I can't even believe, and I haven't heard from him, and then he doesn't even show up to the show with his client.
Well, because I had a bad conversation with him. I said some bad things.
But he should have called. I mean, he was the one who kind of put it together in a way.
I asked him to listen to 5 minutes of the show. We put out a 5-minute promo every day for free, okay? He doesn't listen to the show. He goes, I guarantee 5 minutes of your day, Rick. That's all I need from you, okay? He doesn't listen. So he has a meeting. Can I come over here and talk to you? Because I want to go over strategy. I'm like, for what? You're not listening? Doesn't listen to the promos. I go, 5 minutes a day. What happened? Can't even bullshit me anymore. You can see the bullshit in his head. He goes, I forgot. I go, that's unacceptable. I threw him out of my apartment.
I thought things would change. It's been 20 years, and he
might be the worst manager I've ever had.
He was the worst manager I ever had. That's why I got.
Do you know how fucking severe that is? What me and Dave are saying. You people don't even know. For him to be the.
And I asked him to manage me back in.
I know
Connecticut.
he was in the hospital from laughing at that. He broke a rib. Wait a minute. Manage you doing what? What are you going to do? Sell goopalines?
No, manage me for acting, films, TV.
Right. Well, there's a lot of money in that. How much money have you made in acting? Do you still get residuals from Studio 54?
Yes.
Did you get paid for that?
Yes, and from Bullet, and from The Hard Way, and all the other films.
Is Stephen McQueen a good guy?
I don't work with Stephen McQueen.
You said you were in Bullet.
That's what I heard you say.
With Mickey Rourke and Tupac.
Let's do this like it's a $20,000 pyramid. Say Bullet again.
Bullet.
Things I wish were in your head. Things I wish were lodged in your skull. Okay. Now say The Hard Way.
The Hard Way.
Staying friends with Mario by having him on my podcast. I'm sorry.
That's
getting free Zappos at the San Gennaro Streets by having him on.
Which you stuck me up on.
I stuck you up on.
You didn't show up.
Yeah, it was between that or jerking off to Lonnie Anderson.
First of all, fuck Lonnie.
Nickelodeon.
Fuck Lonnie Anderson.
I tried to.
Okay, Dan comes down, checks out the location.
Well, that's good. That's good enough. Dan's funny.
He checks out the location.
Yeah.
He likes it.
I know, Dan gives me that bullshit like he's Jerry Bruckheimer. And what are you checking out? When Dan has to see his life partner, he makes up excuses. I'm checking out the location.
He goes,
what are you shooting, Transformers?
He had to get a table and speakers.
Oh, wow.
I said I had the table.
What is that, Star Wars?
I had the table. All we needed was the chair.
I have to check out the table. I have to look at the street corner. It looks like a street corner in New York City, Dan. Sometimes they fool you with the right angle.
And then he tweets, tonight we will be live from the San Gennaro feast.
Mario, the spigot of dullness has been opened.
Shut up.
Oh my God, the dullness! You are a volcano of boredom, and you're erupting. Why do you erupt on my fucking show?
Because you invite me to.
Yeah, I guess so. Go right ahead, Mario. I'm sorry. What you're reading this off your phone? You can memorize this?
No, I'm reading the text, the tweet that Dan wrote.
I have no problem with that.
And he wrote the other day, hold on, give me a second.
Oh, go right ahead.
Dan wrote,
Can you believe this kid?
I'm serious.
He asked me last week. He asked me to christen this kid. For $7,000, I charge. For $7,000. Can't believe this prick. You're supposed to be doing this shit too, Henry.
Here.
That's the funniest thing ever. What's the matter? You're like impending doom. What?
Hey guys, we will be doing another show, probably from the San
Shut his microphone
Gennaro
off.
feast
Shut it
with
off.
Mario Bosco. It's too crazy. It was too crazy today.
Yeah.
I'll keep you updated.
Okay, so Dan's
And
4
he never
followers.
showed
They all live in Chicago.
I should have capitalized probably.
Dan has 4 followers. They all live in Illinois.
Who told me to put out that tweet?
I
Who do you
didn't tell
think?
you to put out that tweet.
Mario, listen. Can we please just shut up?
No, I'm serious. We gotta
But
clear
I mean the
air.
royal we.
We gotta clear the air.
No, we don't. Nobody
Yes, we
cares.
do. The fans were hoping. They said full
You know what you have to do? I have to do is clear my schedule.
See how commanding his voice is? You would have thought that this is the way he would have sounded.
You sound like Felicia Michaels. Dan doesn't even know what that is.
You know who you look like? Henry Hill in Goodfellas.
Oh, me?
When
Because I'm laughing?
When the guy's
We've
laughing
been
at
doing
the
that for
table.
fucking the last 10 minutes. While you're reading off the
What do you-
agenda, Dan's
Get the
tweets.
fuck out of
What
here,
are you,
Tommy.
I tell you what, kid, stop it right. I had him.
Get the fuck
Did
out.
I not have him?
You stuttering prick.
My favorite thing is the throwaway.
What am I, a clown?
Anthony, you saw my head. It was out there. Yeah, I see. Anthony, he's
No,
a big
no.
boy.
Yeah,
He's
no.
a big boy.
No, you got it all wrong. You got it
You're
all
right,
wrong,
you're
Tommy.
I love that Nicky Eyes. Is
Oh,
like
I love that guy. That guy's amazing.
there was
Look
Nicky
at him.
Eyes. There was
Mike-
Pete the Killer. I took
Mike-
care of that thing for you.
Was that Mikey 2 times?
Mikey 2 times. I get the paper.
Get the papers. Get the papers.
I don't think it was Mikey, but it was,
Right, it was Mike.
Tommy 2 times. I'm thinking Tommy 2 Tone.
No.
Was he singing Jenny 8675309?
Absolutely not.
There was Tommy 2 Tone. 867.
I got that number for you. 867.
There was Nicky Eyes. There was Tommy Two Tone. He's wearing a parachute pants. That's so funny.
Come on, I'm not trying to Drew Broad. Imagine this day and age.
These fucking Jupiters have a lot of money. This could be a big score for you, motherfucker.
I'm gonna get with the Sammy Davis Jr.
And the spigot of boredom. You know what? You know what? Lester Holt's middle name we found out is bringing Trump to a grinding. Lester bringing Trump to a grinding halt. My middle name is bring Trump to a grinding. Oh. Hillary Clinton is an evil woman. I am convinced she is the devil. She really is a scary person.
Yeah.
She's a scary human being. Who I guarantee she's had people killed. The accusations of these women that the New York Times brought up again. The New York Times doesn't like her. They brought up the women again. Do you realize that these women, the testimony under oath, this woman said that she fucked Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton fucked her. Very believable. And she was accusing him. Back when he was going to run for president, and that a guy came up to her and said, "How are your kids?" and named them by name. Then, "How are your friends' kids?" Named them by name. "How your tires doing?" 3 of her tires were flattened with a nail gun the week before, and I mean, they're evil people.
Yeah.
Do you know how dark their household must be? She clearly knows all these chicks he's fucked. He's a diseased sex addict, and she's the wife who's like, you know what? I'm going to be president, and they probably haven't fucked in thousands of years, and maybe never, because the Chelsea might be somebody else's, and she's just, I'm going to be president.
Yeah, and she's just very unlikable, and you see her on stage, and she's just sitting up there with that, like trying to get be liked. You
Right.
can see she's sitting
Oh,
there
she
making
doesn't know.
expressions. And the funny thing is, she's married to the most charming person in the entire planet.
Well, I think I don't fall for that Arkansas charm.
But he's like the Rick Dorfman of presidency.
That's not
Very
true.
charming. He's very charming.
That's not true. He does something. Well, that's a good point. But at this point, the Secret Service have to surround her like when a dolphin is trying to save one of their young in the fucking ocean from drown. And there's a story about people who jump. There's a movie called The Bridge. This guy set up 15 hidden cameras around the Golden Gate Bridge for a year. They were on 24/7. He caught 30 suicides where they jumped
Really?
off the bridge. One person survived. This 24-year-old kid survived because he landed on his ass in a sitting position. Before he drowned, a bunch of dolphins came and saw he was in stress, and they circled him so quick that they kept him from going under. And the Coast Guard came and saved him. The dolphins fucking swam so hard he didn't drown. He tells the story. The Coast Guard couldn't believe it. Like they sensed he was in trouble. That's what the Secret Service is doing with Hillary Clinton. They surround her like those dolphins, and they circle till she gets in the van.
Isn't that the premise, the end of Star Trek 4?
No, you never saw
those
the
are
bridge.
whales. I'm sorry.
You never saw the bridge. Was that a fact show?
No, is that? It was not actually.
Oh no, those were whales, Artie.
It was a geek joke. Wait, the bridge is an actual. When did it come
It's
out?
a document. Dan, you've seen it.
Yes.
It's called The Bridge.
It came out.
About 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That sounds awesome.
This guy set up, I think it was maybe 20 cameras, and I think it was 24 suicides, except the kid who fell out
Do
of
they
bed.
show it? They show the people?
Yes.
They show the people contemplating it, but they do a great thing, Dave. They go back into each person's life and see what led up to
Oh
it.
wow! That's fantastic.
They interview the families, and then you see the one kid contemplating it, slowly goes over the edge there, and then and then goes, remembers that he owed Mario money for candy.
Didn't pay me for the M&Ms.
The last thing a lot of them did was talk to Mario. Once again, could this be connected? Mario Bosco told one of them a story about the feast and how he couldn't get in. He couldn't get tickets for something.
What do you do with the feast? What you said you sell stuff, but
He's the dunk tank.
This year I took a stand.
He's what they measure the world's biggest sausage with. He's the standard. Is the sausage bigger than Mario Bosco this year? I'm sorry.
sorry, man.
You're upset. Chris.
So this year I decided to take
I'm
a
sorry.
stand in the feast,
Take a stand.
and
Take a stand or physically take a stand?
and I ended up losing about 3,000.
No, but
Wait a minute. You
you
bet?
didn't explain. But what?
What'd you bet on?
Oh, take a stand. You mean you had a stand in the
the
Take a
festival.
stand
What
against
do you-
racism?
But what do you? That's what I thought he meant.
That's what I thought too. What are you talking
Wait,
about?
but what do you sell at the stand?
Bullshit.
I have cookies, candy,
Like, do you
chocolates.
make it, or do you have like a deal with?
No, I buy my wholesale.
Now, do you put the razor blade in yourself or you have a friend?
No, come on.
Where do you get the Anthrax from?
I get the cookies.
You should put an Anthrax album in there. You made a cake with an Anthrax CD. Could you be arrested for that? Let's try. Now, you should put a tape in the cake of you talking for 4 hours. And see if the suicide rate goes up.
No, I'm serious.
We know you are. If this was you joking, I'd say don't get the comedy even more. Of course, Mario wrote an act, though. You and Vinny Monroy wrote some jokes. Did you and Vinny Monroy write any jokes?
Yeah.
Let's hear them. Do your act.
Oh, great.
Mario wanted me to put him on Caroline's with this act. Do you think I did him a favor? That's the question here.
Did you put him on?
No, because I saw the act. I said, Mario. I put him on at the Borgata, and
Right,
for a minute and 34 seconds, the audience was like...
They were not. They were laughing.
No, they weren't laughing.
Mario, I had to follow you.
Dave, yeah, right, exactly. Dave had to dig out of a fucking 80-foot hole.
What are you talking about?
It was hard to follow you because the audience was annoyed.
You're annoyed.
You know what they charge them to see my fat ass? They're already annoyed.
Listen.
Who would pay $60? I'm like, I'm not gonna light myself on fire.
What's so bad that I do 3 jokes and I brought him out?
That's
was
3 jokes
so
too
bad.
much. You didn't bring
you
me
had
out.
to bring me out.
Oh no, you brought me out.
I brought him out.
Yeah.
And I said,
Were you supposed to bring Dave out? That's even worse.
you said to me, You please bring me out.
Where are the jokes?
No, I
wanna hear
said
them.
please get out.
Out of here.
I said please bring me a guy to get you out of here.
All I do is get abuse.
Yeah, all you do is get fucking publicity for your stupid cans.
I got to hear these jokes.
Yeah, let's hear him. Now, here's the question on the table, though. Major club. I mean, Caroline's arguably the biggest club in the world because, most important club in the world, comedy club, not a theater or anything, because of where it is.
Yes.
It's a
Times
block
Square.
from some of the biggest agencies on the planet. Peter Principato saw me originally because he could stumble in there. You understand? He worked across the street.
Right.
It still took him an hour. Go ahead. Now,
It's in
should
the
I
heart of Times
was
Square.
I wrong in saying no to Mario? Could he have set himself back?
Well, if he just did this material, which is nothing, then yes.
And also the fact that it would be the second time he's ever done stand-up. The first time, 1 minute and 34 seconds
So this
at the
one's
Borgata.
Yeah.
And he had a partner.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do more, and your manager,
Sometimes more is less.
Timmy, fucking cut me down.
It's the only time I agree with Tim. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Get the fuck off the stage.
Good to
I'll
be
be the
here
audience.
in New York.
It's
my
bad for us to be
hometown.
here.
I love you guys. So, I know what you're all thinking.
You suck.
What's going on with me? I'm gonna address it right away.
What's your
Sadly,
address? We
I
wanna kill you.
Sadly, I was born with a rare disorder.
Unfunny.
It's rare. It's a rare condition.
It's actually common.
Actually not funny. It's very serious.
Oh, good. Oh, good. He's starting off with this. He's starting off with this. This fucking. Are you giving a eulogy?
I have a very girthy penis.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. He starts off with a horrible dick joke. Who wrote that? Vinny Monroy?
Yeah.
Vinny, I love you, but stick to the videos. Huh?
Bring on Busco.
Yeah. Only time you'll hear that chant. Here's the chant. We actually want Just Go. We actually want Just Go. We actually want Just Go. I'm sorry, go ahead. I heard that, no, my family was yelling, let the big shine talk. That was my Italian family. Let the big shine talk. Dun, 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 dun. Let the big shine talk.
Wait, you don't want to hear any more material?
Go ahead.
No.
Come on.
No, you got to close with your strong stuff.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
No, please. It's great because
Go ahead, Mario. Stop it.
Mario.
You know what you know the abuse me and Dave have taken? You don't even know, Mar. You don't know. We're your friends.
I know, bro, but I don't like the abuse.
Bro.
Yeah, well then you can't be in this fucking business,
Yeah, you
douchebag.
really can't be a comic then.
It's called honesty. That's what you got to go through. You think people told me I look like a young Robert Redford my whole life?
A young who?
Oh, jeez.
You ever hear Robert Redford?
Yes.
Well, okay, I'm not going to explain the joke. He's good looking, right? Hello?
I'm trying to find another good one.
Oh, yeah, that's going to take forever.
Off the ones.
They'll find Jimmy Hoffa first.
Okay.
Look, did you find Jimmy Hoffa? No, it's another good Mario Bosco joke.
Yeah, here's a good one. Speaking of politics, Donald Trump.
Wait a minute, who was talking of politics? Who was talking about politics? You can't say speaking of politics if no one's talking about it.
The joke. The joke.
Who was talking about it? In other words, you say speaking of politics, no one was
Asked
speaking.
me to read a joke.
Right, Dicklick. But the joke is speaking of politics. Say, hey, how about those politics? Why would you say no one is talking about politics? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? He doesn't get what I'm saying. Just because Vinny Monroy typed it, you don't have to say it. I'm sorry, go right ahead. This is Joe Matarice's Comic Club. This is Professor Matarice's. It's tough love. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
Speaking of politics,
It's unbelievable.
Donald
It's
Trump
unbelievable. He doesn't know what we're talking
could
about.
be the next president.
Yeah, okay.
Can you fucking believe that?
No.
He gets a lot of people really mad.
Uh-huh.
But so does Hillary. It's crazy. He
Wait a minute.
wrote this.
Wait a minute. You know, here's what's appropriate. If I said right now, speaking of shit jokes.
said I'm done.
No, you gotta hear the ending. You gotta hear the ending, please.
Mario, do you realize why that's horrid what you're
Do
doing?
not leave the audience hanging. We have to hear the end of that joke. We have to hear the end of that joke.
We were almost asleep.
I'm
You should
done.
change your name to Ambien. And now, Mario Ambien. Do you get that joke? Speaking of jokes to put you to sleep. Let me write you jokes. Why are you letting Vinny Monroy? I'll write you jokes.
I've asked you to a bunch of times.
And what do I say?
And you
What
said
do I
no.
say? I got to write my own jokes.
Right.
You can't write. So why are you a writer? You can't do comedy. So why are you a comedian? You can't expect other people to do shit for you, Mario. I'm giving you tough love you should have got
Well,
50 years ago.
I want somebody to write me a few jokes to start me
Well,
off.
Vinny did it, and what happened?
You didn't like them.
You're poorer than you were before. It cost you money. No one likes them, Mario. That's the point.
Well, then why didn't you write me a
Because you
couple
got
of
to do it
jokes?
yourself. If you can't be in comedy. Guess what? It's tough love. Go right ahead. Let's hear the other one. Maybe it's good.
Well,
Did Jimmy
let's
Madrid
hear
write
the
it?
end of that one, though.
Did you write it? No, go ahead.
You
Go
don't want to
ahead.
hear the end of the one we just heard?
How about?
Like,
Yeah,
we
I
never
do
heard
want to hear the
ending.
ending.
We never
Go
heard
ahead.
the ending.
He makes Donald Trump makes a lot of people
I'm
mad.
done.
But no,
Where you going?
I'm done.
This was all we had to do to make this happen?
Oh, come on, Mario.
You're unbelievable, Mario. You're unbelievable.
Come on.
Who's going to pay for the Uber?
Mario.
Mario, Danny, go get him.
Come on.
Physically restrain him if you have to.
Mario, come on.
Dan, don't touch him. How great would it be if Dan goes to jail for molesting? You know what? Actually, Mario might be connected. We should fucking apologize.
that's right.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break. I'm going to do snort some Viking.
Damn it! This is the best show I've ever been on. I've never laughed so hard. All right, but seriously, speaking of politics, let's just get-
Do you understand why we were telling you that's stupid sounding? And then he goes, yeah. And then he says, speaking of politics. Someone has to be speaking of something for you to interrupt by saying, speaking of something. You think people in my front row, in my crowd, is talking about politics? You should have said, speaking of late shipments of sheetrock. Blew that one. Let's take that again. Hello, I'm Bill Curtis. Here on American Justice. Next on American Justice, Mario Bosco meets Vinny Monroy. Vinny Monroy tells him in the con man way that he can write jokes. He's had 5 victims around Funny Bones all over the country. We talked to open micer Charlie Barnett out of Dallas. He tells us that Vinny Monroy said, I can write you jokes if I could be on your podcast.
He wants to come on.
He writes some 5 jokes that bomb brutally.
He wants to come on. Vinny wants to come on.
There's a fucking bulletin. You mean one of my a kid who lives in his mom's basement who follows me on Twitter wants to be on the podcast? Wow.
Where's he live?
He lives in.
He lives in unfunny Arkansas.
lives
favorite
in
town.
San Diego.
Oh,
Oh, well, yeah. Tell him to stay there.
He wants to fly in.
Yeah, that's why he's not funny. It's always fucking 82 degrees and breezy. You got to have an edge to you. You got to parallel park and snow with dog shit 5 months out of the year. That's when you get a little sarcasm. Speaking of politics, Vinny knows I love him. See, I'm roasting Vinny now because of you. Vinny's not here to defend himself. All right. So when's your next gig?
When you write me jokes.
Was I wrong for not letting him do Caroline's, Dave? It would have set him back, right?
I mean,
I don't know how far back
Can
you can
I
go.
say something?
if he's gonna do,
No.
sometimes if he just does the thing like he did open for you at the Borgata, like he did a little bit, that's okay.
Well,
right?
I don't know how much further you can go back. You're selling candy. You're going to be selling candy standing in the Atlantic Ocean pretty soon. You're on the fucking boardwalk selling candy.
Although I don't know, those jokes, I probably would have laughed if I was there.
Yeah, because it's, why? Because it sucks. You're laughing at him. Are you laughing at him or with him?
I would be laughing at him.
Of course. But that's fine, as long as you're laughing, Mario.
But I guess if he doesn't like that, then no, it
Well,
wouldn't be good.
can
I guess I would think he would
just
get
say
it.
something?
Yeah, of course. Clearly you can.
Although Vinny tried, I told him
Vinny
I didn't
tried.
like.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious.
No, I am too. Shut up.
I didn't like the girthy penis joke.
What'd you want it to be? How about girthy cunt? I've got a girthy twat.
Oh, is that what you said? Girthy?
Gertie.
Oh, see, I thought
Gertie.
I thought he said gherky as a gherkin,
Right.
pickle.
I thought you said girdle.
That's what, and I was like, that's not that bad.
I thought you said girdle Gertrude.
No, Gertie.
Oh, gherkin's funnier.
Gertie.
I have a gherkin penis.
It's sour and sweet. All right. What about the guys you blow at Coney Island? What about I mean that's an interesting YouTube thing.
I don't blow anybody.
It's been years, I bet. But if you put you blowing a guy on YouTube, holy shit, dude! I just want exclusive rights.
Just think about it.
Don't be putting that on Opie and Jim.
No, what do you do in Coney Island?
I sell chocolates.
Oh, you do the
candy,
same thing you do at the. Oh,
Yeah.
but I don't blow anybody.
well, I didn't think so.
Well, there's your problem. Anybody can sell a Zagnut.
I sell Zagnuts.
Yeah, you should start sucking on that. You're a good straight man. You tee him up. And we knock him out of the park. You're what we call the shitty pitcher in comedy. All right, well, we're glad to have Mario back. He took a brief hiatus. Dan had to go get him. Dan, what did you say? How did you charm him?
What did I say, Myra? I just said.
Next time I scout a location, I'll bring you with me. Well, what'd you say?
I said we were only teasing you, and
Oh, you bullshitted him.
please come back.
Well, we were.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, first of
I
all,
said we loved him, and
you know what you spent on Uber and Evian so far?
I said that Dave would take him to the Harry Potter thing in London that he just came back from.
Here's I try to get, but here's how Dan's agenda is with the stuff he reminds me about. Okay. By the way, the Naomi Watts split, Dan, anything on it? Puts that in front of me like I care.
I like her.
Naomi Watts looks downtrodden walking her Brussels Griffon in London. That's the story he puts in front of me. I'm already lying. I'll riff on that a little. Liev Schreiber left a 48-year-old blonde. There's a fucking bullet in him. Here we put. I asked Dan, please remind me of this, remind me of that. Important shit, never does. But guess what? He just has such contempt for other people. If someone becomes close to me, Dan gets upset because this is his niche. Dave went to London and saw Harry Potter, NFL show. He saw Katy Perry. Okay, Dan said to me once that Katy Perry sings the greatest song of all time.
Never said that.
Firecracker.
Oh, that's such a good song.
Yeah. Now, where do we
Firework.
start? You went to London to see Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Did you lose a bet? What happened?
It's the hottest ticket in the world.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, someone put some water on it.
Was it like a Disney show?
No, it's not. It's like a Broadway show, and it's two
It's an
shows.
extravaganza.
I was there from 1 p.m. till 10 p.m. at night.
Well, these guys don't come right away.
It's a.
And you saw all the films?
If you're drunk at
no,
80, if you're drunk at 80.
It takes place 19 years after the films. It's brand new.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And they use
This is taking place 19 years after Dave tried comedy. What happened?
They have a black Hermione, which was
A black guy plays Hermione?
no. Well, she looks like a black guy, and that's the problem with it because she's very unattractive.
My favorite type of chicks are ones that look like black guys. My first girlfriend would look like Leon Spinks.
that girl who plays Hermione in the movies is so hot.
I don't know what Hermione is. I never heard of
you don't know.
Hermione. The Harry Potter kid creeps me
Well,
out.
I
haven't
niece-
sat through a Harry Potter commercial.
I took my niece. That's where I went.
You did?
Yeah, she's 19.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is way too old actually to want to see Harry Potter, but she.
Did you bring her to lure other chicks?
I bet you enjoyed it more than her.
No, I fell asleep I fell asleep 4 times. The 4 acts I fell
Oh,
asleep.
so it
every time.
sucked.
It just wasn't for me, I think.
Well, you went to London?
She thought it was the greatest thing. The audience, the last time I saw joy like that in the audience when the lights went down was after I saw the musical Tommy.
Really?
With the Who, after the first act when he's playing the pinball machine and the band was so good.
That's when I realized Pete Townsend was a chick.
I know, that was the bad
No,
part.
but of course, London people are happy. You know how happy they are? They're there instead of the dentist.
So you went to London just to see Harry Potter?
That's the only place it's playing, yeah. And it's hard to get tickets. So it was for my niece. It was for.
Did you fly first class?
Actually, no, but I got thanks. Our friend John from United.
Oh, but that's
hooked me up a little bit.
Oh, could you imagine I gave Mario that hookup? The advantage he would
no.
take.
Oh, goodness.
Oh. So what else you do in London?
But that's. I mean, it was just.
How many days is Harry Potter? Wait a minute, it was 9 hours?
9 hours. Yep.
You're kidding me.
I am not kidding.
You could frame a house.
Yeah, it was messed up.
So what? There was new
But
information?
first we had to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory the day before.
Was
and
that
then
a
we went
musical
to-
too?
Yeah. Then we went to go see the Harry Potter tour at the Warner Brothers, where they filmed all the Harry Potters. It was a nightmare.
Boy, you're getting the essence of London.
I had the worst time. I was just a good uncle.
That is
I have
terrible.
to take away from that.
Oh, you wanted to see it.
People keep saying to me, like, how was London? I'm like, not that great. Because my niece wasn't cool. She's 19. She's able to drink there legally, and she didn't care.
So,
I was like,
well,
can you just- can
she
you just-
wanted to go to London.
I was like, can you have a Coke or something so it looks like we're... you
Uncle
know?
Dave, can I never see you in London?
Listen, hey, just tell everybody we had a good time, all right?
Well, that's nice, actually.
Now just give me a blowjob.
Oh,
Sorry.
Uncle Sandusky.
It's from Saturday Night Fever.
She's 19, Dan. Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, Harry
She
Potter.
had the time of her life, and I guess that's the way it goes. I didn't have a good... I would have had a better time.
Did
with-
she say, "Oh, I had the time of my life"?
No, she didn't even know. She's no fun at all.
She's a 19-year-old broad. You think she can have fun with you?
I was hoping.
My 50-year-old balding uncle's taking me to see a wizard show.
She loves
Was
it.
she upset about
Well,
the black?
she likes football. We got to watch some football.
Was
with
she
her.
upset about the harmonica being black?
No, she didn't care, but she understood where I was coming from because the whole
What was
point
his
of
name?
the
Harshiny?
Harry
Was that a? Wait, why did he change his name? They changed his name to Harshiny. Wait, Rodney Allen Rippey is. He must be 60.
Wait, you own this condo? What's the line he says at the end? What is stock bug? What is
Yeah, and then the Odd Couple. You go, wait a minute, you own this? I love that. The guy's King Tut's in that one too. The other one he's in though with the exorcism is he's so fucking funny. When I get there for the exorcism, prepare garlic, senses, oils, and half a chicken. Half a chicken? Yeah, sometimes around midnight I get a little hungry. He knows.
Victor Bono? Is that his name? Was that
Yeah.
his name?
Yeah, Victor Bono.
You should do that. You should be a white Rodney Allen Rippey. Rodney Allen Dippy.
What's the line he says? The investment. What is it?
Something like equity investments. Right. Yeah. That's it's so fucking funny. But is he playing Harshiny? Wait a minute! Look what they changed the name to Harniggery.
Unbelievable.
I think what's his face? Who's the guy from Goodfellas? Changed the name. He rewrote it. Who's it?
Bob Gollum.
Bob Gollum rewrote. Bob Gollum rewrote Harry Potter.
In the next Godfather, I have Russ has to be like those niggas up in Harlem.
Yeah.
So I have it. So Rick Crone says, "Ladies and gentlemen, that wasn't actually in the movie. Comedian Russ Maneve decided to."
Okay. David Duke improvs one line. If you can guess the line. David Duke plays their mother and improvs this line. Sonny, don't interfere with the niggas. Yeah. End scene. Now, do you like Harry Potter, Mario?
Not really. Never got into him. The
could be-
Godfather I like.
Really? Okay. How many guys have gotten into you?
Actually, Francis Ford Coppola just released an anniversary thing.
Wow.
A book, and it was autographed by him.
Holy shit.
He's looking for more money.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
The worst thing that there was talk about making number 4.
Francis Ford Coppola. That's your name.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Actually-
Well, he probably needs money.
I had heard about a fourth one with. I swear to God, there was. For a while, Travolta and Stallone were supposed to do it.
Oh, my God.
There was talk about that about 20 years ago.
Oh, my God. That's like here in the Hiltons having another kid.
Well, Travolta's doing Gotti now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's doing Gotti, right.
Yeah, he plays a guy, look who's not talking. He never ratted. Look
Now
who's
that's
not-
a joke.
Look who's not talking. Yeah, that's a joke, man. Speaking of the mob,
Speaking of the mob,
speaking of shit jokes,
look who's not talking.
no, again, you need to set up. Don't know. Actually, that's funny because in the context of how we're speaking, you need jokes that you could, you can't. You'd have to show a 2-hour documentary on this podcast before you tell the joke. What's a joke? Tell an old joke that you like. I guarantee I'll give you an old joke. You'll tell it wrong. You'll tell it wrong.
Because Vinny does say it is in your delivery that was the problem.
Yeah.
But
if FedEx had your delivery, they'd be out of business.
Can you tell a joke? What?
Okay, a priest and a rabbi are walking down the street. They see a 10-year-old boy. Priest says, you want to fuck him? The rabbi goes, out of what? Tell that joke. That's a classic old joke. Can you tell it? I guarantee you'll get it wrong every time.
A
priest and a rabbi
are walking down the street.
They see a 10-year-old boy.
They see a 10-year-old boy.
The priest says,
You
want to fuck him?
You want to bang him?
Fuck him.
Well, he's changing it to his own...
Okay.
You change fuck to bang? We're not doing this with the Sisters of the Nuns.
Yeah.
Why did you change fuck to bang?
I don't know, because it's priest and fucking,
the hypocrisy of fucking
it's an acting decision.
Religion.
I go to church.
You sell poison fucking M&M's to kids all day. You go to church.
I do.
Well, no one can see you. All right. Go ahead. Okay, bang him. Like, that's better? So the priest is banging him, not fucking him? How much better is that? St. Peter's ain't letting you in for that, chick. Like, okay, go right ahead.
Okay, so...
And the rabbi goes, out of what?
Out of what?
Do you understand how you can't say bang now? Why can't you say bang? Because it ruins the punchline. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's fucked out of what? Not banged out of what?
Fucked out of what?
Yeah, that's the punchline.
But what is he fucked out of? Money? Cum?
What are Jews... What's the stereotype about Jews? That they fuck you out of money.
They fuck you out of money.
Right, okay, so they get the priest thing is the fuck kids. That's their stereotype. And the Jew thing is fucked out of money. That's the joke. You can't say bang.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I know.
Do you not want to tell the joke? Is it too offensive to you?
Yeah.
Really? So, you know what? I'm never telling you another joke again. You just said no to a joke I gave you. So fuck off.
You had to give me a priest?
Mario, you might be the worst human being I've ever met. You con people, you lie, you rip me off for money and laugh about it. You took my robe.
Well, the robe,
you blame...
the robe hangs in my bedroom.
You're passive-aggressive, you're indignant.
Which you have to sign it for me because I can't sell it.
Is there anything else you want to ask me for?
Dan, David doesn't know.
That's going to be worse if I sign it.
I took his robe from the Borgata.
Oh, you did?
The brown one?
Nice.
Isn't that rude?
Yeah.
Because didn't he give you the room for free?
Isn't thou shalt not steal? What happened to that?
He said...
What happened to thou shalt not steal, prickwad?
Dan said, take it, and I took it.
That's exactly what I said. I never said
He said, put it up. Dan said, put it up, back up, and I understood it as pack it up. So I packed it.
Hey, Mario, ¿qué falta?
Well...
So he got charged $125.
What?
Matt, do you have break sounds so when he talks? Like bringing the show to a stop?
Oh, that's mean, though, isn't it, though? I mean, what...
And you're breaking commandments, and you won't say fucking priest. You're
surprising because when we don't know each other that well, but I see you talk, you're like, fuck this guy and fuck that guy. I'm gonna put a bullet to his head, and then you get all upset when he says, "I don't know about this joke."
It's called hypocrisy. It's called religious hypocrisy.
This is odd.
My Irish friend, okay, they had the mother had holy water by the door. When we were 11 years old, we couldn't leave the house unless we blessed ourselves. She got holy water from the church. Okay, Palm Sunday, she'd dip it and throw it at us. The palm. Okay. 5 feet from the holy water was a television set where her oldest son, Alfie, would watch games he bet on. Okay? He had a bet on a Knick game. As I'm making the sign of the cross, because she screamed at me, a player on the Knicks misses a shot, causing him to lose money. I go, in the name of the Father and the Son, as I get the Son, her kid yells at the TV at the top of his lungs, shoot, nigger! And then we walk out. She didn't say a thing to him. Illegal gambling, racism, and we're making a sign of the cross. Do you think St. Peter's going to fall for that shit?
I have holy water. I make the sign of the cross every day.
That's the funniest thing you've said.
And three Alfadas and 3 Hail Marys.
Oh, wow. What does that get you out of?
Well, it gets me a lot.
Why?
My mother's doing good on chemo.
Well, that's good. But you can't, I mean, that's science. That's science. Chemo's not that doesn't do a religion. If you don't make the Hail Mary, there's still going to be chemo.
I know, but still, you know what?
You have faith,
Gotta
right?
have
Well,
faith.
Dan goes to church for camaraderie. Why do you go to church? Listen to this
Community.
bullshit. Community.
Right.
They show the show Community there?
I go with Amy Poehler.
Yeah. Now, by the way, did you hear, Amy has her middle name is Bai for charity. Now, listen, that's a joke. Use that one. Alienate yourself from some of the
I
powerful
did a
people.
voiceover on that community show on Yahoo.
You did?
Yeah.
I saw that was an Entertainment Weekly.
It was horrible. I mean, just like then I watched the show and I'm like, oh my, how did they keep this going?
Was it bad?
Yeah, it was pretty. I'd never seen it before.
Is that
and then I
Chevy
saw
Chase's show?
Yeah, but he was already gone. This was like
Oh.
the last season that NBC canceled, but they put it on Yahoo.
Who, the kid from Talk Soup's on it, right?
Yeah.
That's a
Joel
good gig. Joe McHale is funny, but
Yeah, he's good.
that Talk Soup's an easy gig if you're.
Oh God, that's a
You just
sweet
gotta
magic
make
gig. Who had that
faces.
before? Our friend John Henson, right?
Yeah, well, not
and he
our
still
friend.
does that. Well, you know, he's in the comedy.
I like him.
He's okay.
Yeah,
and then
so-
now he does those ABC, you know, those shows where you're bouncing on the
Yeah, pretty soon he'll be
balloons
selling candy on it.
or poison candy.
Well, now and then Greg Kinnear.
Well, that right? I mean,
Greg
that's
Kinnear
amazing.
got an Oscar out of it.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah, well, you just got those are beach balls like what Daniel Tosh does. Making Googling shit on the internet. If you can't be funny about that shit,
Yeah.
a fucking woman trying to blow a manatee.
Tosh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
The show's so popular. Is it still popular? I think it is. Right?
Every time I turn it on, he's completely covered in Vaseline. And Bruce Valanche's on it. Now, Mary, your thoughts? What do you think about Daniel Tosh?
I'm still thinking of the Vaseline.
Yeah. Well, I just said it.
Where are those break sounds?
Yeah, let's hear it. Is Vaseline your favorite Katy Perry song? The lamest.
Better get to Mako.
What is that? A fucking Fiat?
Better get to Mako.
Do you have anybody? Do you have anybody stopping a Denali?
Better get to Mako.
We
Double A
understand.
MCO.
Just keep saying it louder. Did you think you weren't laughing because we didn't hear you? They must not have heard me. That's the funniest thing ever. Better get to Mako. No
Better
laughs.
get to Mako.
Wait a minute. Is my mic on? Better get to Mako. No laughs still. Man. Better get to Mako. Do they speak English? Do you speak English? Better get to Mako. Should I put it in Braille maybe?
I'm still looking at Dave. Why do you every time you lift, you cover your face?
No, I'm
Because he's laughing at you.
My eyes are crying. I'm tearing. I'm sorry. I'm laughing
If
so
you can,
hard.
if you're right in front of the thing you're laughing at, it's embarrassing.
It's making me cry.
You got the joke, Dan.
You're what's known as a hanging curve. I'm kidding.
I promised Vinny Monroy you'd finish all the jokes.
Vinny Monroy.
Finish.
Right now, Vinny Monroy's
No,
making
no,
a
no.
funny meme.
Vinny's a nice guy.
That's why he hates your guts. That's why this generation's not funny in long form. They make memes. They got to be funny in 4 seconds. What's that writer's room like? Okay, we need another 3 seconds. One time one of the guys, the hacks in the writer's room with the Norm show said that he used to nail them every time. He was just in with smaller fish. He was so fucking funny. They said, Ryan Stiles likes to write. He's so great on that improv show. And Norm goes, yeah, if we need to write a show in 30 seconds, I'll call. You guys are allowed to go home and work on this. He was just like a bunch of hacks just in a room with a genius.
Unbelievable.
Everything they said. They were all like writers' assistants on shows. Heard laugh tracks for their shit jokes their whole life. They'd never been to the fucking Yaya Hut in Cincinnati where you got to be funny or you don't get your fucking cocaine from the owner. What are you doing now? Taking a selfie?
Taking a picture of Dave because I want to see next time he covers his face.
I don't cover it. I'm wiping the tears from my eyes. I've never
Why are you
laughed this.
tearing for? There's nothing funny here.
This is the funniest show I've ever been on.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Do you have a volcano exploding?
This is the funniest podcast I've ever been on.
Do you have it? Put the volcano explodes, and then you just hear like Charlie Rose. You know, here's what you a volcano of boredom. A volcano explodes, and you hear Charlie Rose interviewing Mike Birbiglia. Mount Boredom exploded. Mount Boredom.
Mary, I don't think you're appreciating. Artie's on fire today. And
Mount Dull.
I'm enjoying it.
The references he's throwing out are unbelievable.
He is who he is. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a boiling lava.
Where's the damn brake sound?
But Dan was returning a text from his life partner. Someone from the architect group called. What happened? What were you doing? Were you tweeting
No, I was
anti-Mario?
looking for a mountain volcano explosion.
Oh. I see. Well, Dan's working. You're yawning. That's a good impression of your audience.
I'm hungry and I'm tired.
Oh, yeah? So who gives a shit? Do you have a third thing we don't care about? Coming up, Mario has 3 things.
What do you want? We got food.
You want a bed? You want food? You want a robe?
I have a robe. It's got Artie Lang's
We
robe.
understand. We get it.
What do you want?
What do you want? You want a food?
Dave, wouldn't you want to buy a robe from me?
How long does he have to say? How many reasons is he allowed to give?
$500.
How many reasons is he allowed to give why he doesn't want to do that?
I want to buy a stolen robe.
It's not stolen. It was given to me.
Well, apparently it was not.
Yeah, you're
According to everybody in the room.
Your offense.
It was given to me by
What was given to you was a
Dan.
free room and a gesture of good faith because, he had a lot of rooms to give that
That's
night.
right. Do you
And
notice?
I didn't get a room.
I
was
get a
asked to go
room.
home.
Actually, were you
Got
really?
a room?
No, I know it worked out, but
Yeah.
I'm saying we were all.
Is that
on,
true?
Well, we were all on alert because you didn't know you had a whole bunch of people. So
Oh, I know. It was
it's okay.
terrible.
We were told ahead of time, so it was okay.
By Tim.
Well, whatever.
Tim
But it's
told
okay,
me
but-
there was no room for me, and then Dan said it is. So I
Yeah,
slept.
so it
I slept
worked
in
out.
Artie's
No,
room.
that's not true.
That's not true.
There was a room because I specifically said I don't want him in my room.
And I ended up in your room.
I know what happened.
And I woke up Dan at 3:30 in the morning.
I know you were being a dick
Why did you do that?
because you wanted to go dancing.
What?
Gambling.
Oh,
Gambling. I
was
lost
the guy you got candy from there?
$750.
Was the guy you got candy from there the Viagra wearing off?
I think I won that night. I was playing that 3-card poker.
That's
That's
not-
what I played.
That's
I won.
amazing. Yeah.
No, you don't. That's not screech get to halt. That's actually interesting. You won, right? 3-card poker.
3-card poker.
Remember
I
you
won.
told us 40 times last time. Do you have any new information that sucks?
No.
Okay. But you can't tell that. You're really too offended to tell that fucking joke. How do you hang out with us? We're being offensive every 5 seconds.
But you're different offensive. You're not.
No, I'm a religious offensive all the time.
It's like going in front of a church and taking a shit. That's offensive to me.
Well, how about in church? I did that. I was an altar boy.
Well, as an altar boy, you could do whatever you want as an altar.
Well, sometimes when the priest is blowing you, you shit. What's the matter, my son? White stuff came out the front, black stuff the back. It was like Chicago. That's the best. That's the best thing. The best way to argue against that God likes white better than black is what colors come, what colors shit. One is the color of celebration and life. One stinks so bad you want it out of your house. Mario, your thoughts? One stinks so bad at the sight of it, you go, we have to invent a machine that gets this out of the house. The other one, you welcome the coming of it. You welcome its arrival with the sound of like, oh. The other one on its arrival, you go, oh. And I'll tell you what, but the thing they have in common is you don't want either one to have a gun. Mary, why don't you take that joke, the white-black joke, that analogy.
The white-black joke.
That analogy, the cum and shit joke, go ahead.
But the shit and the cum.
What I just said!
Wow. Can you write it down for me?
Do you, so you want me to think of it and actually physically write it down?
Well, you could listen.
Get a pen.
Listen to the podcast. Listen
Get a
to it
pen,
back.
you Helen Keller of comedy.
Here's a pen.
Give me a paper.
Call me around 10. Come through. Have sex on rugs. That's Persian. call me, hit you out while you're working.
Hold on. Hold on.
Wait, Dan has to do something for Mario.
He's getting a piece of paper.
Oh my God, is Dan underpaid? Actually, he's not. Dan, write it on the back of Dave's information. Here's your chance to have a pizza and a beer with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Tom Brady. What do I have to do? Get AIDS? Get terminal cancer.
Okay, so start up.
Okay.
Here we
Here's the
go.
analogy. You're on stage, right? You're on stage at the Apollo.
Yeah.
Let's just pick a place, the Apollo. All right. This settles the argument on what is God. You know, here's the old argument, guys. What does God like better, black or white? White or black?
Does
Oh my God.
God
What about stenographer?
White.
You could do that.
better?
If Stuttering John really giving a summation.
White or black? Can't believe
What colors come?
color.
Color with a K.
Come.
K with a CH. And what color is shit?
What color is shit?
And the next line is God sucks dick. Wait, let me pray to Jesus Christ. Jesus, I pray that Mario
Your
gets
poor
AIDS.
mother.
I
when
pray that
she
Mario gets the
hears
AIDS
this-
virus. And not just the HIV, the full-blown AIDS virus. Tomorrow I'd like him to find a sore. Now here's, God, much like Rock Hudson when you killed him, I want Mario to wake up and notice a zit that won't heal. Like Mario, like Rock Hudson. And then he goes to the doctor, takes some blood work, and he has full-blown AIDS.
Thank you. That's a very nice thing to wish upon.
And that zit was called gymnasium.
And amen. Go ahead.
Well, God!
You've got a zit. You were getting blown, Dr. Phil. My enormous head. Your girlfriend of 5 years. Vinny Monroy, I wrote you jokes. Okay, go right. You're right. The next line is not God sucks dick, right? Cross that out. All right, what colors shit, what colors come? Okay? One is white. Means life. The bringing of life and joy.
is white.
And it means the bringing of life, joy.
Means the bringing
Of life, joy,
of
life,
life,
joy,
life,
joy,
joy,
joy.
joy. Yeah.
You want to celebrate it.
You want to celebrate it. Celebrate.
Right?
Yeah.
The other one
The other one.
stinks so bad you want to get it out of your house as soon as possible.
The other one. You wanna
One stinks so bad and it's so disgusting.
get out
Man invented a machine
your
that gets it out of your house.
'cause
One stinks so bad that the Irish's invention, the chamber pot, wasn't good enough.
Wait, let's start over.
so
Let's start over.
okay, I got it.
Let's hear it. No, let's go ahead.
Well, that's not it, is it?
Well, that's technically it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Where's the rest?
That's it.
So,
Say it.
yeah, read it.
Wait, I'll bring you on. Yo, it's Hamburger. Give it up, Apollo, for your next act. A lot of people say the Italians are against us, but that's not true. In light of all the shootings in Ferguson, Charlotte, we're bringing up a white man that actually gets our struggle. If I can be serious for 1 second. If I can be serious with the motherfucker for 1 second. This next guy's freakish looking, but he's got a girthy dick. According to my other white friend, Vinny Monroy. Give it up. I ain't gonna try to be funny because this guy's gonna be funny as hell. I gotta mend the race relations right now. Mario Bosco.
What's up, Apollo Theater?
Yeah. Speaking of politics,
What does God like better? White or black? What color cum is shit? Is the
he wrote it down, Ron.
thought you said
I'm gonna fucking have a heart attack. You're the funniest person who's ever lived. What color come?
it's like saying what color is George Washington's white horse?
Oh, God. Lester Screeching Hall. Oh, that's for the funniest I've ever heard someone tell that joke. Actually, it's not even a joke. I just thought of it today. It's not a joke. It's actually the most offensive thing ever. It's the most offensive thing in the history of the English language.
Did you just throw your cigarette in the garbage can?
Yeah. Oh, God. I don't know, man. I'm going to have to throw my spleen in there because I'm laughing it out.
Me too.
I gotta, let's just stop. I gotta piss. You know, we're gonna take a break. If you can stay a little longer, just study it, okay? And I'm gonna start saving up to get you an Uber.
Okay. Oh, my God. I've never laughed so.
Are we ready?
I rehearsed this joke.
One fucking second. We talked about this off the air, Mario. I have to describe to my fans what's going on here. Dick of all dick licks. All right. We figured out a way. But first of all, the white cum thing, just I modified it. It might be better. Actually, I thought of a way. Guys, first of all, I realize, I can't believe I have to say this because people are stupid, but I don't want the people in the room's career to be ended. I don't care about mine. I realize that's the most offensive thing a human being can say. The cum and shit thing. That's why I'm saying it. In the context, it's funnier if it's offensive. You get it? He's doing the Apollo. Do you get? Oh, God, I hope you get it. So, but I thought of a way to make that line funnier. And Dan, you're allowed to laugh. Please don't look sad. Okay. Dan wants Hillary Rodham Clinton. Your liberal attitudes. She's evil. All right. Here's how you make the black. Okay. One is white. Here's how. Okay, wait. How did it start? Here, people say, what does God like better, black or white? Well, here's the argument for white, in my opinion. What color is cum and what color is shit? Cum is white, and it reminds you when you see it of the beginning of a new life. What is shit? What color is that? It's brown or black, and it reminds you of the ending of a life. One you celebrate. One smells so bad. At some point, man invented a machine to flush it out of their home. Okay, Mary, say that one.
I was lost.
One says the beginning of life, one says the end.
And make sure you use this as your audition tape.
Yeah, instead of Lauren Green, you're Cabrini Green.
I was lost in the beginning.
I wish you got lost coming here. Boy, you do tee him up. It's as if we rehearsed your fucking shitness. Okay.
Can I read this
No,
joke?
wait, the idea I had... Unbelievable. The idea I had is that in Norm Macdonald's brilliant new book, Norm's book is so original and funny. It's just great. He does a tip of the cap to great movies like Casablanca in it. He does a little tip of the cap to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas because he loved Hunter S. Thompson. Norm, I was worried about Norm when Hunter S. Thompson died. Norm, I believe, was in Vegas the night Hunter S. Thompson died. He suicide, shot himself in the face. And as he predicted he would do. The same age Hemingway died at 60. Hunter S. Thompson said he would do that. Norm calls me up the night that happens. It's 5 a.m. Leaves me a voicemail. All right, it's Norm. Hunter S. Thompson blew his fucking head off. All right, I'll see you. And then I tried calling him back. I couldn't get him for 2 fucking days. I'm like, I figured something will be on the news. And then I said, is Norm famous enough to be on the news? And of course he was. But, Norm has a brilliant, in the beginning of it, is a brilliant little tip of the cap to that. And there's amazing jokes. I'll give you an example, Dave. You'll love it. There's an entire chapter on Dave Attell and Sarah Silverman.
Really?
Norm claims he's in love with Sarah when they start working, and he hires a hitman through Colin Quinn to kill Dave Attell. That's the joke. I read it to Attell. Attell loves it. It's so fucking funny. And Norm claims he hits on Sarah, and she gets a restraining order against him because he says to Sarah, I want to lay down with you like swine. Sarah gets a restraining order that you have to stand 100 feet away from me. And the end joke of it is, and that was bad for the cameraman because they had to do ridiculously long wide shots. But the whole chapter makes Sarah and Dave look like brilliant comedians, which they are. He says that. He says they were the two kings of the comedy world because they were both brilliant. Describes their styles and the premise of he has a fictional story alongside a nonfiction story. It's so brilliantly done, and that's called First Week at Work because Norm was a writer when they got hired all together as freshmen.
Yeah, I remember that whole time.
And I mean, everybody had a crush on Sarah Silverman. First of all, she was not only brilliantly funny like she is now, and as beautiful as she is now, but I mean, you're talking right out of NYU, just gorgeous with that squeaky voice and the most brilliant rated R jokes, just brilliant. And then he describes Attell, and how brilliant he was, and he looks like the goof in it. And if you read it, he asked Colin Quinn to get him a hitman, and Colin says, "Just because I'm from New York, I don't know a hitman." And the end joke is the wide shot with the restraining. So brilliant. It's got stuff like that, and he's very kind to me. When I was doing the sketch show live on tape in New York City, which almost got to take over for Saturday Night Live, I left to get Mad TV, and that group I started, and I had a creative by credit, by the way, shot a pilot in SNL studios in between the first and second year of Mad TV when they thought it was going to get canceled.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And that's why I think Lord hated me when he met me. And everybody knows the story why he met me.
Yeah.
I was in Dirty Work, which was produced by his rival, Mad TV, which was the rival show, but like it's not a rival. He didn't even, whatever. And that show almost took over his show. And it was a power struggle between Lorne Michaels and NBC, and guess who won? And guess who was sent the fuck off to everybody? Lord won that power struggle, and heads rolled.
Wow.
And live on tape, all my buddies were in live on tape.
Oh, I remember live on tape.
Sure,
you were part of that?
Yeah, I started it.
I didn't know that.
I met you right after I got on Mad TV. How I got on Mad TV?
No, I met you before you got on Mad TV.
Well, how I got on Mad TV was live on tape.
Oh, I remember that too. What the girl was Mary Birdsong? Was that her name? Right?
So fucking funny. Yeah,
I rember that.
She's in stuff now. She got.
You guys used to.
She just got nominated for an Emmy. Mary.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
For what?
An episode of the Clive Owen show, The Nick. She plays an Irish woman from the 1800s, from the turn of the century. It's so she's the most talented person I've ever known.
You started? I didn't know you started that. That's amazing. I remember hearing about it. I didn't know you, because maybe you had already left by the time I had heard of it.
I left to get on Mad TV.
Right. Okay.
They saw me do a theater thing. And
did you guys used to perform at the Lewis Black Club, down on 42nd Street?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But after I left, I came back. You met me in between the first and second season of Mad. I came back.
Okay.
To do stand-up and I booked a movie. I came back to New York that summer. It got picked up. I thought I got off the island, but they were going to be the new SNL. Because remember that SNL was supposed to leave.
Yeah, but then didn't it end up going on at 1 a.m. after SNL?
No, I'll tell you what happened.
Oh.
Lorne got so mad at them for trying to do that, obviously. And Jamie Tarsis, the Friends woman.
Right.
He forced her out. She had to go to ABC. And Live on Tape had they had a little over $100,000 each one of them got for a holding deal. Lorne made sure none of them worked for 2 years.
Whoa! I didn't know
that's
that.
what that I heard he used his influence. So they were all my friends, and they were brilliant people. And the irony is, I got so lucky. I got on Mad TV and didn't do that, so I got to work in show business. They couldn't work. They weren't allowed to do anything.
What are some of the other people? If you didn't mind saying.
Jimmy Palumbo. Mary Birdsong, a kid named Alec Holland, a kid named Tom Bolster, who's Joe Bolster, the comics
Right,
brother.
Joe Bolster, right.
Tom Bolster's so fucking funny. A kid named Joey Nelms, a woman named Amy Wilson.
Yeah, I remember her.
Amy was beautiful.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah, maybe that's how we met, because I thought William McLaughlin was involved with that, and he brought you over to
They
Catch
might
or
have
something.
been, because they started hiring people that were writers and stuff, because they got a budget after I left. But I had a creative by credit.
I didn't know. That's fascinating. I had no idea. That was a very popular group.
Right? I had a creative by credit if it got on TV. I would have made more of that than the fucking show I was on. But Lord got mad like he would. I mean, remember Farley was on the cover of New York Magazine and said comedy isn't funny. Remember all that?
No.
Well, the Sandler and that whole crew, the critics hated the show.
Oh yeah, right.
And a guy from New York Magazine hung out with them for a whole week and did the whole print magazine guy thing. He fucking lured them into that. He loved them and printed a hatchet job.
Really?
A hatchet job. And NBC was ready to get rid of it. They thought it was gone, which is why Mad TV benefited, because the critics just liked us because they hated SNL.
It's funny. It was horrible. They were horrible on that show, but now when you watch it now, they're because I guess they
SNL,
rose
you mean?
above it. Yeah, when they were on it, that time,
Here's what SNL
it was really bad. But then it turns out those guys now they're so good that now it's fun to watch.
It was the epitome of this. Sketches that were too long, but I love watching Adam Sandler in a sketch because he was the kind of guy that you live vicariously through him. Like those Halloween costumes on Weekend Update. It's childish, I know, but it's so funny to see how much fun he's having, laughing at that crazy pickle mustache. You know? I loved all that shit. Chris Farley, the Chris Farley show, or everything Farley did, I thought was funny.
But later on, then he
he got in trouble.
But it's
and then Weekend Update. Norm was doing Weekend Update, the funniest Weekend Update ever. That everybody agreed on. And remember, Howard wouldn't host the show.
Yeah, why?
Secretly because he didn't want to do a monologue, I think.
But, that's too bad. God, I was hoping.
Howard's a brilliant marketer, man. Howard doesn't do anything he thinks he'll bomb at.
Right. He did the news one time.
He did the news, and his reason was, I'll do the only thing that's funny on the show.
Yeah, makes sense.
He had Norm on all the time. So,
right, that's how you got on the show.
Exactly. So basically, they thought it was finally done, and Norm was going to do something else. And Farley and Sandler all left to do movies. Spade left, everybody. And Norm was doing Weekend Update. There were going to be a new cast, and they said Lorne will quit. And Mad TV got on TV because of that. And we got just enough ratings in the first 8 seasons, the first 8 episodes, 8 weeks on, that it stayed on for 14 years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And, Jimmy was in that and all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
But then they did end up like kind of working it out, like. But you know what the problem was, that they were hiring stand-up comedians, and I think that was the problem. Whereas when it first started, they were hiring actors and sketch.
Well, what happened was Jim Brewer. Who was the new cast? The new cast was Will Ferrell, Brewer, Sherry O'Terry. They all got introduced, and if you remember that first couple of shows, they were horrendous.
Yeah,
no one knew how funny Will was yet.
Right.
But Norm Macdonald called me up and said, Art, this guy's hilarious. Like they wouldn't put sketches on in dress rehearsal. That Will Ferrell. Norm said to me, he's the first one. He goes, I'm going to try to make a movie and put him in before he does his own shit.
Wow.
Because he's going to blow up.
That's like huge for Norm to say something like that about somebody.
He doesn't and especially a groundling, somebody probably
right.
You know, he said that, man, this guy's fucking funny.
Wow.
And also because he was a nice guy. I met Will in that time when I visited Norm to give him $110,000 that he won on football, which I would do.
Yeah, I met him a couple times too. He's very nice.
I worked with him on Elf. Elf, old school, and a horrible movie boat trip, but we had fun every single. I mean, he's the reason I'm an Elf. He's the reason I get residuals from the biggest Christmas classic of all time.
Wow.
He told Jon Favreau, that Santa Claus thing. I've improv with him before in old school, and he's not a groundling.
Right.
He's not a groundling guy. I mean, he said this to Jon Favreau. He's not a grounding guy, but the guy is so funny. Is Artie Lang be perfect for that Santa Claus? Without an audition, they gave it to me.
Wow.
And because of that, who knew? I went up to Vancouver to shoot it. It was a 19-hour day. We improv the whole thing. And Favreau was great with that type of direction. And Will was being so funny. And the entire thing is it's the biggest Christmas. There's marathons of it. It's like a Christmas bonus in royalties.
Have a musical of it every year.
I know. I pay for Uber for Mario with that. I mean, every time I see Will, I go, which is, like I play golf with him. I see him once. I saw him last time he hosted SNL. I went to the after party, and I thank him every time. And he's like, dog, I knew you'd be great at it.
You know where I used to see a lot of, during that time, I used to be co-owner of one of those restaurants. They would always have the after parties in all the time.
The story's already bullshit.
All right.
I know. Which one?
It was the F Stop.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Would you co-own that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I know, it was really cool. It was like really, really awesome.
Dave's an interesting guy, man. You really are. One of my favorite people ever, Dave Joskow. Ever since I met him, there was a lull in the relationship, like Annie Hall. But I saw Dave trying to get dragged into Sour on the Penny.
Got to be like a shock. Constantly moving.
Dave, what we have here is a dying career. Yeah. Me. So so anyway, yeah. So yeah.
But then wait, do you remember when we saw each other again for the first time after the driving incident?
Oh, this is the sound of the music.
It was you, me, and Darren Aronofsky, like outside the Nadia's party.
Outside Nadia's party, and I found out that Darren Aronofsky wouldn't put me in The Wrestler again. David Herman, people at Mad TV bullshitted me. I got to the last audition to be in The Wrestler.
To be which part?
Well,
Todd's?
it was a small part. Waz, the camera, the fucking legendary door guy, got it. It's the part of the promoter, but the whole thing was improv, so it could have been good or bad. In the beginning, there's a promoter yelling at them like a mean guy. You're up next,
yeah.
you know, that part. So I auditioned. I go to 3 auditions with Aronofsky. I'm about to get the part. My fucking William Marsh called me up, James Baby Doll Dixon. He said, "You got the part. Believe me, you're going to be in the Aronofsky film." I was on Howard at the time, and I said, "That's great."
Yeah, he loves comedians.
And yeah, he's a comedy guy. So my buddy at Mad TV, this writer, says to me, Art, he called me up because he heard the show. He goes, "You don't know why Darren Aronofsky might be fucking with you?" I said, "No." He goes, "You don't remember what you did to him 1995 at a party?" I go, "No." He goes, "Art, you were so coked up and drunk, and we were trying to get you out of there because you were so loud." He goes, he actually said, "Well, you're actually being very funny." But I said, I introduced him because I knew him as my friend. He just got out of film school. Art, no less than 5,000 times you called him a film school faggot. No less than 5,000. And at one point you slapped him in the face. I said, you're fucking with me. He goes, "You physically assaulted Darren Aronofsky and called him a film school faggot." Okay. Aronofsky I tell Howard this. Aronofsky gets on the phone to promote The Wrestler. And Aronofsky says, "First of all, Howard, I want to say I'm sorry to Artie. I really didn't want to put you in that." He goes, "I've been a fan a long time. I was at Naughty the Johnny's party, and you were talking to Dave Attell at the bar, and I was so nervous to interrupt you guys because you're two of my favorite comedians." I said, "You got to be kidding me." And then I brought up the story, and he goes, "I have no idea what you're talking about." The kid thought it was somebody else I was talking to. It wasn't Aronofsky. I called the kid up and he goes, "I'm sorry, that wasn't Aronofsky."
It was Steven Spielberg.
So I said, so I had to say that out loud. I said, first of all, it makes me look like an asshole because it's believable I was saying film school faggot.
I believed it.
Well, it's
But
believable.
it was clearly Spielberg, and that's why he wouldn't let you put on that Schindler's whatever that
Schindler's List.
Right.
You know why you're not in Bridges of Spies?
You know I did The Wrestler. I did the voiceover. Remember I told you I'm in the strip club, right?
Yeah.
But then me and Aronofsky got into a
Did you know
fight.
Aronofsky from Nadia's party?
Yeah.
So me, you, and Attell were talking that night.
Yeah.
You had a cane.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. You had the
I had
cane,
the cane
yeah.
at the park. But
You were doing your Willy Wonka thing.
yeah. Well, and then so then we got into a fight because I've told you the story before. I was doing the
You and Aronofsky did? Or me and you?
Because me and Aronofsky, whatever. Because I was doing the voiceover, and he's like, "This time, can you do it a little?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry. It's not my first time I've ever done anything like that." I was
Alienate Oscar-winning director.
I'm an idiot. I know. I was doing the Ray Liotta thing from that Sinatra thing.
You're
I'm
friends
like,
with Dan Natterman.
Come on, let's
You're
get going.
alienating.
My friend wrote that film, The Wrestler.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, we
Robert.
didn't.
I thought he
Singer.
wrote it. I thought.
No, he didn't write it. My friend wrote it.
I just have a voiceover at the strip club. It's ladies' night.
That's
Like,
you.
Yeah.
Did you
Come on the
get, you get
stage,
royalties
Jay.
for that?
He forgot to put my name in the credits. He was so angry. I'm still angry
You're
about
kidding
that.
me.
But I know I can tell it's
That's
me.
film school faggot.
I know. I'm still angry.
But no, you're right. I thought it was so odd. Even Howard said how intimidated he was by you and Dave Attell.
Yeah. Now, he is a film school fag.
I said, if he's a fan of comedy, I could see Attell. If you're a fan of stand-up, but me, he's like... He goes, "No, he said, I think you're two of my favorite guys." I said, "Really?"
Yeah.
Well.
No, he seriously likes comedy. That's why he put Todd Barry in it. You know?
Todd's in it.
And he met him at Nadia's party as well. He was out with us that day.
Oh, Todd is such
it's amazing. That party was like, the entire cast of The Wrestler.
Todd is such a networker.
Oh, well,
Todd Barry, he's so funny, man.
It's just not networking. It's also, pussy hunting.
It is. Non-stop. He hit on my sister for 30 years.
Well, at that party, he just wouldn't leave until everyone went home.
Yeah, he's like, "How you doing?"
So there wasn't one stone unturned.
Him and George Clooney.
How you doing, man?
George Clooney was there one night, and I was with my girlfriend Dana, and her and my sister kept looking over my shoulder, and I'm trying to tell a story that was interesting about my day, and I go, "Just go look at him."
Right. Yeah, I remember
they looked at him like he was Margaret Mead looking at a gorilla.
I had the same problem with some girl. Liev Schreiber was there, and
was it Naomi Watts?
No.
She's downtrodden about that.
No, but I just remember I couldn't even talk to Heather Graham the way.
Well, listen, every celebrity was there. Nadia knew everybody. This. I told you about this.
Yeah,
Dan,
we
right?
always talk about it.
Yes.
The night before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving every year from the time I met her. The reason I met Nadia was because I was on Mad TV, which was on Fox. She was on Ned and Stacey. She was the third lead in Ned and Stacey, the sitcom, which was on Fox. We met at Fox parties that they made us go to, and she was friends with my friend Nicole. And she was from Bank Street in the Village, artsy family, good friends with Adam Horowitz, Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys, because his father's a playwright.
Right, they were always there.
Right,
They
they
were
grew up
always
across
there.
the street.
Nice guys.
Every celebrity on the planet, and it was the greatest party to go to, man. You were there to 7 in the morning.
The best was, one of my friends told me the reason why it was so good is because there was no managers or agents. It was just everybody having a good time.
That's a good point.
Everybody got drunk, and because there was nothing to do the next day, it was just all good fun. It wasn't Hollywood.
Yeah, no, you're right. Well, Thanksgiving dinner, but no, you're right. There was nothing to do the next day but lose $50,000 on the Lions.
Right, of course.
But no, you're right about that. That's true. You know how a party's good in Hollywood if Rick Dorfman says, "No, where's that?"
Exactly. Exactly. Right. He was never at that party.
It was at I was at a place called Sombrero. What's it called? Mexican.
Gonzalez y Gonzalez.
And the big sombrero outside.
They rented out the whole place.
The whole place you would rent.
It went
out.
from one Broadway to the
so
other
much
two.
fun.
It was a huge block long place. You can go. Remember, it started at the front and then you could go to the back.
Yeah, and dance. Well, Jim Florentine is dancing with Heather Graham, and Heather Graham goes, "Hi, I'm Heather Graham. My name's Heather Graham.
Prettiest
I'm an
girl I've
actress."
ever seen.
He goes, "I'm an actress," and Florentine goes, "My name's Jim Florentine. I play a retarded puppet on top of it." I said, "Florentine, you're one of my favorite people, and that's the funniest thing you've ever said."
Might have been.
I play a retarded puppet on it.
She was the most stunning woman I've ever seen in my life.
Heather
Up
Graham's Hot
close.
and Boogie Nights. Heather Graham in Drugstore Cowboy. I don't think I've ever jerked off harder to a chick. You remember Drugstore Cowboy, Heather Graham?
Sure.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Dave? How could you not know this?
I don't. I never saw her. That's Matt Dillon, right?
Yes.
I usually try not to
That movie-
stay away from a lot of his films.
Well, he's great in it. Because probably the director didn't
I
tell
thought the
him.
girl was Kelly Lynch that was in that.
She's his wife. Heather Graham plays the girlfriend of the guy they're with, his partner, in Ripping Off the Drugstores. I guarantee Matt Dillon, the director, never told him it was a comedy. Alfred Hitchcock said, "You know what I'd like to do to a reporter?" Alfred Hitchcock goes, "I'd love to make all of my movies over as comedies. I'd love to try to do that." And the reporter said, "Wouldn't you think something like Jimmy Stewart wouldn't be happy with that?" And he goes, "Oh, Jimmy Stewart would never know it was a comedy unless I told him."
I don't know.
That's so great. He's like a big fat guy who hates good-looking movies, but. So that's I forgot how we got into this. So the book, Norm's book, the club. How do we get into this, Dan? A live on tape.
You were talking about Norm and at SNL, and
Right.
then-
Okay. We were talking about that first week, that whole time
Right.
of Sarah and that
Right, that's how
or
we
90s
were
when we met. It was like Paris in the 20s.
It was.
For us, it was.
I have pictures from that time because they were. Charlton Heston was the host one week,
Right.
And
he was in that crowd too. He started live on tape.
And I went to the show backstage, and they were all in ape costumes. This is me in Adele's dreams. I have a bunch of pictures of Chris Farley and Sarah and Dave in the costumes.
Adele was hired as a writer, and he was never there because he kept doing stand-up spots.
Yeah.
And he just never had confidence in himself as a performer, Adele. And I think he's a way better actor.
I have him eating a sandwich while wearing the ape makeup in the cafeteria by himself. It's the saddest of all photos.
Well, here's King Kong if he didn't die. Well, here's the thing. Okay, Sarah, I thought was so fucking funny. She gets fired from SNL or leaves. She comes out to L.A. I hear on Mad TV Sarah's going to do a monologue on the show. They hired Andy Dick, outside comics. I said, "That's great, guys. I'm telling you." The writer said, "You don't." I said, "Don't help her. Just let her do the joke she has. They're fucking killer." Sarah hears I'm there, and I kind of knew her. We were always very friendly, and she said, "I want Artie to help me be in it with me, so it's more like a sketch. I want him to do." Essentially, she wanted me to do the setups of her brilliant jokes and her do the punchlines in an interview style. And I said, "When she gets here, you got to let me talk to her." So I went to her dressing room, and I said, "Sarah," she remembers. I said, "Sarah, you have to just do it yourself. I'm going to get in the way of these brilliant jokes." It was her great jokes that I knew from watching her do stand-up. So she goes, no, I'll feel better with you up there. And she was upset about the SNL thing. And, I mean, like the star she became, you knew she would become because she's a quadruple threat. Beautiful, smart, good delivery. But she was insecure, like we all were in our 20s. So we shoot it where I'm bumbling the whole thing and it doesn't air. So it doesn't air, and she was upset about that. I said, Sarah, don't let this bullshit, ruin
She used
you.
to say that was the Silverman curse. A lot of her stuff didn't air. It's kind of funny when you think about it now. Like she had a lot of problems starting out. Like
we all did, though.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
We all
But
did.
She was so good. She was so good. When you start, let us know. When she was young, though, it's like she got thrust into it too quickly because she was everything. You see her on stage, that put her right on TV, and people need a nurturing time. It's like, and eventually, she did what she did. She has an Emmy, eventually.
Yeah.
So, it was actually, and the driving night you talk about, of course, is the legendary night that the bullet of cocaine, and John Benjamin, the voice of Archer. I almost made piss his pants.
and Bob's Burgers.
I was speeding the wrong way in reverse on 7th Avenue South. I'm going to say that again. I was speeding, doing like 65 and a 45, going in reverse in the wrong direction on 7th Avenue South with a Marlboro Light, a bottle of Jack between my legs, and a bullet of cocaine. A one-hitter of coke that I had. That John Benjamin, when John Benjamin tells the story, he goes, Artie had a bullet of cocaine. And me and Juskow and Jen Dollard, your beautiful girlfriend at the time.
Who was obviously the greatest girlfriend because she thought it was as funny as I did.
Jen Dollard is cool as hell. Oh, my God. So many great decisions.
Benjamin was the actual girl in the car.
So many great decisions she made. Laughing, leaving you.
How dare you?
Beautiful breasts. Can I say that without?
We used to call him Jen's Dollars.
I set you up for that. I knew that. I said, I'll let Dave have this one. That is so great. Did she know about that?
Yeah.
She's so cool.
She was cool.
So cool. And she had kids. Imagine how big they were then. Anyway, I'm sorry about bringing up the kids. Is that a sore spot?
No.
I know it's not. You're dating Sharon Stewart from
Sharon Houston.
Sharon Houston, Whitney's sister. I wish I wish Sharon would get in a tub with some fucking methamphetamine. And Dick Thune. She was so offended by the Nick Thune material.
I know.
Well, listen, because it's open, a lot of people aren't famous to pack the house. Improv would get like huge names like Nick Thune. What a bubble of shit they live in out there. What a bubble of Elizabeth Warren shit they live out there.
I know. She's always like, I want to live here because I'm sick of the Hollywood shit. I'm like, you were offended because we make fun of Nick Thune, you fucking idiot. You're just
What
like
did she
them.
call that Hollywood shit? Making fun of Nick Thune? What's it, too Thune? Oh, God, this is great. See, Mario, we live with other people.
I know you do.
I know, mostly. So, all right. So, again, it was Movable Feast. It was Paris in the 20s. And why are we talking about that time?
Because the book.
Oh, the book. I'm sorry. Okay, I was telling you how great the book is. So that's an example of a chapter in the book. Dave, you love the book, man.
Yeah, no, I want to.
And again, Norm, this monologue I wrote for Live on Tape. I wrote a monologue for Live on Tape where it was just me. I auditioned with that monologue as part of my audition for Man TV. They liked it so much, we all did a monologue on the pilot. They put that monologue on the pilot. And because of that monologue, I got the job.
Wow.
And I'll read you, if I may, beside. I'm always humble. I'm not going to be humble. I'm in a major book about the comedy world. I'm going to read it.
That's cool.
Here we go. Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang. This book is currently number 48 on the list. Okay. Shit! Spoiler alert. Okay. We couldn't find someone to play the buddy, the second lead. He was in every scene in the movie practically, and we were starting to panic. Then one night, I happened to turn on the TV. For the first time ever, I saw an episode of Mad TV.
An actor named Artie Lang was talking straight to the camera, not in character, and he was hilarious. What impressed me most that he wasn't relying on most like Belushi type fat man tricks. He had a melancholy about him that actually reminded me of the great John Belushi. I knew instantly that he was our guy for the part, so I phoned Robert Simons and told him about Artie. But it was a big part, and he informed me that an audition was necessary, so Artie met with Bob Saget and me. Artie's reading was perfect, and I knew we had our man. When he left, Saget and I phoned Robert Simons, and Robert said, if he works for you guys, let's do it. But an hour later, Simons called back. Bad news. The guy's got a big coke problem. So what, I said. I had 6 grams of morphine rushing through me. Listen, Robert, you know as well as anybody that doesn't matter. Of course, Norm, but this guy got caught. He went to jail. It's public record. That's why he's back in New Jersey, out of the business. God damn it, I said. We can make it work. Look, I guess you're right. If you want him that bad, he's in. But we have to make sure he stays clean the entire time he's in Canada. Can you promise me that, Norm? No, I said. And he still hired me. That's talk about. First of all, he's so kind to me there. He's overrating me. He knows comparing me to Belushi would make me feel good, and I love you, buddy, for that. I mean, thank you. But he fought for me. He fought, and of course, you couldn't guarantee that. And I did stay clean, and we shot the movie. And the movie's become a cult hit. Norm is so happy about that, and he deserves to be. It's Chris Farley's last movie. He's hilarious in it. And getting in that film got me back in the show business. You could say saved my life. Saved my life. It got me back in. And how many guys would have said, no way, I'm not going to take the risk? You know why? Norm loves losers. Norm loves losers Norm just told me this. He goes, Art, you're a loser who's good at one thing, but that one thing bought your mama a house. That's why I love you. And, that's not, that's a backhanded compliment. But he's right. I'm not good at anything except, I don't know, this. What you hear me doing right now, this is ridiculous. I'm good at busting balls. There's 50 longshoremen I work with who are better at it. Dave's better at it. We're Dan is, I'm sorry. Marius, I'm sorry. No, it's just, this is it. There's no discernible skill. But Norm, that paragraph made me cry. I knew he fought for me, but I didn't know he stood alone with it, Kicker to the story. I swear to God, this is the truth. After that phone call, and I don't know that's happening, Saget and Norm saying to me, look, man, this is going good. Let's go shoot pool at this place on Fairfax and Sunset, old pool hall in Hollywood, and get to know each other. We go there. I'm feeling comfortable. This chick shows up that Norm knew. They're like talking. I start doing shots at the bar. I get drunk. 3 Mexicans. Fucking Trump was 40 years too late with the wall. 3 Mexicans and I make eye contact. I go in the bathroom, buy Coke, and do Coke from them in the bathroom. I walk out coked up, and clearly Norman Saget knew. Can you imagine the self-destructiveness of my personality? So I basically get back. I forget getting back to the hotel in Santa Monica, which is where the screen test was, because that's where Saget's office is. I woke up the next day and realized what I did. I had an empty bag of blow on me. And I said, what the fuck did I do? What did I was back in. I got back into show business. What are the odds? You could have said that everybody at Mad TV said, I'll do a couple of years, do some good sketches, maybe get seen and get in the movies. That happened to me. And I did it by going to jail. God was somebody. I do believe in God for this stuff, man. My father, somebody was literally holding my fucked up loser addict hand, my junkie loser hand. They were holding me. They got me back in the business. I had to call my mother, who I called the night before and said it worked probably. And I'm not ashamed to tell you, I started to cry on the bed, alone in the hotel room. Phone rings a minute into my crying. It's Norman Saget. And Norm goes, you got the part, man.
Wow.
And he called me alone the next day and said, look, man, just don't bring any shit over the border. And I said, so you got a guy up there? I said, I would never do that. I'm so sorry. He goes, don't worry about it, man. And he gave me the part, and I didn't miss a day. I wasn't late a second. I didn't drop a line. I was there on time.
Well, that's obvious, I guess, that part, because then Norm would have just dismissed you forever.
Maybe. Who knows? He was unbelievable. I mean, think about it. And, Norm likes an underdog, a loser. Yeah. And that led to very lucrative development deals. I was able to, pay my mother and take care of my mom. I was a millionaire a year later.
Wow.
I owed a bookie $14,000 when that happened. I was a millionaire a year later. I got on the Norm show. And guess what else that got me, that audition? The Stern show, because guess who brought me into Howard?
Yep.
Norm. So if he doesn't give me that part, And right now, I'm probably homeless or dead or in jail.
Of course, there's other factors too, which make it a little fun. You were saying, like, I don't know if I believe in God or whatever, like, or your dad. But I mean, like, Jackie had to leave the show too.
The luck of exactly 4 years. I did okay. We did the movie for 2 more years. I made movies and got deals. The movies didn't do well, so now what do? Norm happens to get a sitcom, so I'm like, you know what? They made me audition. I had to do an audition with Norm, which was a joke. They saw we were good together. I do 2 years on the Norm show at $35,000 a week, 22 episodes. Wow. I do stand up in between. I got 5 films under my belt. I got the 16 sketches from Mad TV that get me work because, like Norm saw me. I could cherry pick good stuff. When you're on a sketch show for 2 years, you get a good reel, Even the turbulent years I was on there and out of jail and shit. So you're right. The show gets canceled. If that show got picked up, I'm on the 88th popular sitcom and nothing happens.
Right.
Jackie leaves, that show gets canceled, and I get in. Why? I get a shot to audition on the air amongst 50 amazing comics trying to get the job. Why? Because I went in with Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
And told stories.
Well, I'm not sure how bad your competition was at AJ Benza. And,
no, everybody was sitting in that
no,
chair.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, Kimmel and Coppola both said they wanted the job at the time.
Yeah. No, I know everybody.
Kimmel and Coppola were in that chair.
Yes.
Amazing impressionists. Like Gas was just doing impressions, and he was great with. I was worried about that because he liked impressions, but
yeah, but he wouldn't be the right. I mean,
yeah.
I was a huge fan, and I remember the day you came in with Norm, and I remember going, that it was so funny, but I wouldn't have said this is the guy you got to. It just
well, that wasn't even vying for the job. It was just that got me the audition. That didn't get me the job.
Then you became my favorite character on the show.
Well,
which I never thought would happen.
You know why? Because your radio worked.
No.
I'm kidding. No, you're right. No, listen, I look, going in with Norm, what did I tell? Loser stories. And Norm knew that. Talk about another decision. I told everybody I'm going to be on the show, and Norm goes, "You like him, Howard? He got kicked off of Mad TV because of cocaine on the air." So I could have dummied up and said, "Well, I'll never get a Sprite commercial. I better not talk like this." But I said, "Fuck it." I took a risk. I was honest. Howard liked the loser story.
The honesty too.
And at the end of that first appearance, he said, "You're a new friend of the show. I love you. You're out of control.
Wow.
Come back with Norm." We went back one more time when Dirty Work came out, and 2 more times the first week each season of the Norm show came out to promote it. I went a total of 4 times.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You went on 4 times with Norm.
Yep.
Oh, before you even got it. I didn't
So
even
they knew
realize
me.
that.
They knew I went on in '98 with Norm. Jackie didn't leave till 01.
Oh.
And I went on with Norm, and he got fired from SNL. So Howard wanted him in there. So Norm brought me. Then June of '88, Dirty Work came out. Norm brought me in to promote it. The first season of the Norm Show was a year later. He brought me in for that. The second season premiere, he brought me in for that. So 4 times, and I told loser stories. I had 1 million of them. I said, "Howard, this is endless. You want loser stories?"
That's amazing. That's amazing too. That Norm would be. A lot of people like the comedians or actors, they want the spotlight, but he didn't mind.
Well, there was a specific spotlight he didn't want, though. That's the thing. So I can't get into it. There's something he wanted to bring up. I was a decoy. I was a decoy for
there
some
it is.
stuff.
Then that's interesting.
And Norm could throw in zingers with cherry picking.
Right.
Like I brought up Quincy Jones in the jail story, and today Howard, Norm goes, "Hey, Howard, I do a great Quincy Jones." He goes, "Let's hear it." He goes, "Hey, Dab, took it." So Norm could be like what I was on Howard. He just threw in funny shit, and he's the funniest guy ever.
Yeah.
Norm never sat in that chair, but if Norm wanted that job, you just sort of gave it to him. But what I had over everybody else was not funnier. I had a thick skin. I didn't mind if you busted my balls. Like a lot of comics don't like that. So okay. So that was a 4-hour commercial for Norm's book. It's amazing. It's amazing. And that shows you how back me and Just Galgoto, by the way, because everybody says that me and Dave have a great chemistry on the air and they love his laugh and everything. I've said this before. We plugged the NFL show we did the other day, the first of 4. I had such a ball.
I'm so glad. I wasn't sure.
Well, you're insecure about everything.
Yeah.
I really hated the Godfather thing. That was a lie.
For real?
I'm kidding.
It's okay. I don't know.
Dave, I'm very kidding. I love everything I do. I explain why, because you're just the best guy. You're just the most likable guy.
I do hate to bother you, though. I know you hate,
Well, that's evident.
Kind of stuff. Yeah.
No, dude, you're not anything.
I like working with you.
Me, and that's what I'm saying. It's amazing. You're just a likable, great. You have charisma. You're born with that. And I have fun doing those shows with you.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's when we're doing the NFL thing. It's like I think all I ever want to do is actually just be a serious like host of like a sports show or just any like a talk show. Like, I've
Well,
always
according to the
wanted,
laughs, I thought you were doing it.
Exactly. That's well, I was just there to kind of move things along. I feel, like I wasn't being funny. I was just like, so what do you think of this Tom Brady?
You know, first of all, that's what's great about him. He does references that he was doing, like Carson.
Right, I was doing those prepared jokes.
But that's the other thing. Dave has talent on he does brilliant impressions, like dead on stuff, and the references and the joke. I mean, it's just
Johnny Carson.
Well, I wasn't. I was just doing a Johnny Carson.
That was
like
Dr.
thing.
Ben
You know what I was doing, right?
I think that first of all, tonight Angie Dickinson.
That's really good.
Tonight James Caan and Fred Travelina and Barry Sobel does his stuff about stereotypes. Tommy, nice shirt. Where's Doc? He has a gig. Where's Doc? And the boys like, hey Ed, are you drunk? Hey Ed, can I separate your head from another enormous head? Hey Ed, I can never have separated your head from another head because it's so big and red. Your big red head.
Yes.
Yes. Oh yes, Dr. Ben. Running for president.
You will not be turned down.
I'm doing Marv Albert.
Yeah, I know. That's
Who's here, Johnny? Who's here? Is it James Caan? Yes. Is it Fred Travelina? Yes.
Reggie Miller is taunting Spike Lee.
Again, like I said on the show, when he would get a little sarcasm and surprise when a shitty guy scored. And Lee Wilkins gets on the scoreboard. Mario Bosco says something funny. Vinny Monroy writes a joke.
I ain't say shit.
We know. All right. In the book, one of the great things about the book. How much fun is this?
This is the best.
It is great. I'm making $8,000 a year doing this. All right. So in the book, Norm lists 25, the 25 best Weekend Update jokes all the time. And again, he does a funny thing. The first one is Jim Downey. The first one is Chevy Chase that Jim Downey might have wrote. And Chevy Chase did this in 1975. There's a new stamp out commemorating prostitution. It costs 25 cents. If you want to lick it, it's a quarter. If it costs 10 cents, if you want to lick it, it's a quarter. Again, in 1975, it brought the house down.
Right.
Okay, stamp commemorating prostitution. So that's number one. The next 24 are all Norm. Which he does on purpose, guys. It's called irony. You fucking idiot! I saw people on Twitter complaining about that. Way to brag. He did it so you would tweet that, dick lick. All right. The one I just told Dave, I had the idea that these are amazing jokes. We know they're amazing jokes. They're set up punchline. You can easily memorize them. I said to Mario, two choices. Go home and study them or do them now. He chose to study because you can't. It takes longer than 10 minutes.
I could do one now.
But the one I told Just Gal that they called hippies that became yuppies. They called yippies. All right, yippies. And a guy named Jerry Rubin, who was one of the most annoying ones, died while Norm was doing Weekend Update. Here's the joke. Norm looks at the camera and goes, "Yippee! Jerry Rubin's dead." Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's reading. Yippee! Jerry Rubin is dead. That's got Frank Sebastiano written all over it, and I'll have to throw it. Okay, so there's 23 other ones besides the Chevy one and that one I just said. You've picked one?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sally Eyewitness reports that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses.
You see, as terrible as you are reading a joke, that's funny enough the way it works. You know why? Do you get that joke?
Yes.
Why? Why is that funny?
Because he's got old timers, so he...
Old timers? You think? Well, actually, that's a more appropriate name. You think the name of that is Old Timers?
Yeah, he goes over to the Yankee game every once in a year.
Well, he's riding wood.
Whitey Ford's had it for years. Yeah, Whitey Ford is saying he has Old Timers. Frank Messer has to announce that he has Old Timers. Next up, forgetting that he has to bribe his ass. Your friend and mine.
Number two.
Your friend and mine, Whitey Ford. when he gets like the shittier players. This next guy hit 267 for the 8th place Yankees in 1968.
You know, it's when you think about all the other old timers. It's like a joke. You know, I mean, the Yankees are the ones, right? So when they had the Mets anniversary, the 25th anniversary,
1978 Expos old timers.
right, exactly. But they had the 86, the 25th anniversary of the Mets. The best one was Keith Hernandez. Like, and he's Elaine Bennis's boyfriend. That was exciting, man.
I used to do a bit.
That's all they had.
This should have got more of like how there was too many Planet Hollywood, so the memorabilia in the Des Moines one was like lame. Like, you know, in New York and LA, you have shit like Elvis's coat from the Comeback Special.
Right.
In Des Moines Hard Rock, the first thing you see is knee-high white socks Gavin McLeod wore on the pilot of Love Boat.
You sound like Henry Hill in Goodfellas.
The fact you're not laughing at that, you're just a dick. You're just a dick. You're jealous of yourself, a little cock. Is something not funny about that, Mario? You're jealous of someone
No,
else
it
getting
is,
attention?
but I'm not laughing.
Because you're a retard. Why aren't you laughing if it's funny? Because you're not involved with it?
No, not at all.
You're not getting attention? Read another joke.
I gotta look at it first. What are you laughing
I didn't ask you to do it without looking at it. Everybody has to do that with their joke.
There was something about the timing and the picking up the paper.
Last week, on his latest trial for assisted suicide, Dr. Jack Cavoni stated at a Michigan courtroom when he stood up and shouted, "This is larceny." Everyone turned to look, and sure enough, he just launched.
Do it again. Just do it again. Do it again.
On Wednesday, the world-class champion Gary Cuspo tied Deep Blue at the IBM supercomputer that can examine 200 million.
Do it again. Just do it one more time. Something was wrong with the mic.
There's nothing wrong with the mic. On Wednesday, world chess champion Gary Kasparov tied Deep Blue, the IBM supercomputer that can examine 200.
Do it again.
Come on, Mario.
Do it again.
Come on.
Do it again.
You know, he's making.
Back, Jack. Do it again. You're right. You're right. You do suck at things. That's fine. Go take a moment and study them.
I will.
Okay. Good. That's so. When are you coming on again? Do we have anything in June? Vinny Monroy is here for the next 18 months. Now you come in anytime you want. By the way, it only costs me $400 a week. The audacity for you to be mad at anything.
Never.
The opportunities I've given you. Honestly, Borgata stage, fucking getting to know Tim Sullivan. You've been on this podcast more than anybody. You're like me on the Tonight Show with Fallon. Do you understand that? What's the matter, sweetie? What's the matter? How about this? You know, Howard Dean accused Donald Trump of doing cocaine. How about this? This isn't even a joke. It could be funny. Go. That means I'm wondering, did Trump do a bump before getting on the stump? Just say that. It's like My Fair Lady.
Did dump do a? Say it again.
Did Trump do a bump before getting on the stump?
Did Trump do a stump before Did Trump do a bump before getting on the stump?
Do it one more time.
Did Trump do a?
I go on the other one.
You're gonna blow your nose out.
No, there's no sound effect. Michael Winslow laid down some stuff for us.
Did Trump do a bump before getting on the stump?
There, he got it.
I didn't hear it.
Did Trump do a bump before getting on the stump?
All right, bye. Okay, later. Oh, when we get the mount thing for Boschetti, the mount boredom for Boschetti, he's gonna get mad though. Did you see Bochetti's playing the bucket in the new KFC? His head's playing the bucket. Your head's playing the bucket in the new KFC. Adi, can I put that on my sizzle reel? It might be the only thing on it.
I'm in the George Hamilton Colonel Sanders.
And marry your plugs. Where are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be?
Where am I going to be where? I'm trying to pull the water into the bucket.
Do you have any plugs?
Yes, Sunday, October 2nd, the 3rd Avenue Festival.
Any plugs?
I'll be signing copies of my book Sunday at Casa Calamari, Leo's Casa Calamari, at the 3rd Avenue Festival, which is the Rag Muffin Festival. And then October 18th,
The English Muffin Festival?
I will be at Barnes and Noble,
Right.
okay,
He said Nobles for 20
in
years.
Elmira, New York. Okay, 5.5 hours away. Thank you to my poor friend Joe who's gonna drive me.
You don't have to say poor friend for friends. Friend of yours, the poor is like, it's given.
And I'll be doing.
I had a rich
book
friend.
signing. And then I'm off to Nashville in November.
Could you see a realtor when you're there?
No realtor. I do want to see Elvis's house.
Okay, bye. When you see it, could you move into it?
What kind of prison time do you think I'll get for jumping on his bed?
I hope a long time. I hope it's when you get in Atlantic City. And Dave, when are we doing the football show?
October 18th.
Which, by the way, is the day Reggie hit the 3 home runs in 1977
It is?
against the Dodgers, and the day my father fell off the roof, became paralyzed in
Oh
1985.
my God.
Crap.
And the day I got into a huge accident that hurt my knee, and the football show.
Well, it is October 18th.
I'm telling you, it was hilarious and so much fun. Lenny Marcus, me and you. Is Rachel in it every week too?
No.
But she was great.
I was going to get Jeff Ross next time.
just as adorable.
Rachel.
Jeff Ross, I mean, you can't go wrong. That's amazing. That's great.
I would use Rachel every time, but Lenny gets angry when she starts doing those stupid sports things. But I like it. Like she's like, yeah, he's gonna take the 3-point shot. Like she's not talking about football.
Why
but
does
she
Lenny
pretends-
get mad at
I don't know. He's just like, stop talking.
Does he
I don't know if
think-
you heard it.
Does
but
he think they're not funny?
yeah, he thinks they're not funny.
Does he think they're repetitive and not funny and hacky?
Apparently, yes, he does.
Does he have the sense
What are you
of hearing?
looking at me at?
So Lenny, should we saying Lenny can hear?
I know, but
No.
I think it's adorable.
What,
so I
she's
don't know.
adorable.
I mean, she looked good too.
That's
she's
what I mean. That's what we could say about Lenny
Yeah.
and me and you.
Right.
No, actually, no. I don't know. I was. I liked them too. I mean, I like with you.
I know.
Was
But,
Lenny vocal about that to her?
Yes, yeah. That's what I'm saying on stage.
And what-
She was just like, "Stop talking." He hates when she does that. It's
Is
just
he
this thing.
anti-girl comedy?
That's what it sounds like, but I don't think so. He's too nice a person.
His wife's got a sense of humor. You see, this is what we used to do. We used to roast each other.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with girls. Sometimes you can't. Even girls who are tough, and Rachel can hang, man. She's funny.
No, but she can't take. She can't.
Well,
take
and because they're girls. Yeah. Because they're girls, you got to remember that. And there's no harm in saying men and women are different. That's another thing liberals prepare. This utopia. Men and women aren't different. Yeah, we are. We're different.
I mean, I know this sounds horrible these days, but Trump was saying that this when girls get pregnant, it kind of ruins business. But
Yeah.
it does.
Of course it does.
Do you know that Tracy Wolfson, who's on NBC and Sunday Night Football, she told them she can't do Thursday Night Football, even though they said the A team has to be there on Thursday.
Right.
Because she's she's either pregnant or she's got kids.
Right, and in the
They're working out a
70s,
meeting.
in the 70s, you know what Rudolph Alger was allowed to do? Bye, cunt.
Yeah,
Bye.
exactly. I know. I know it's
no.
not
How about
supposed to
this?
say it.
How
but-
about they're mad at Trump for this? Hillary Clinton is trying to fucking have women killed to suppress them from saying they've slept with her husband. Okay,
excellent point.
They're mad at Trump. He invests millions of dollars in a beauty contest. The winner looks like Fernando Valenzuela. Trump's not allowed to go. Hey guys, I don't know. Do I have a bitch here? Are you kidding me? Yeah, you invest in it. And the fucking whore is mad at him. She's clearly a pain in the ass, by the way.
Yeah,
I can't do it. Wait, big deal. It's not a big deal if you're a secretary at fucking the Denny's accounting
I
office.
know. It's like they don't get it. It's like you're supposed to represent, and this is how
They're
you
not
want.
as funny. They're not as funny. They're not as funny.
Yeah. I'm in agreement, unfortunately.
I described this on Howard once, and I caught shit for it. Someone called me up and said, "What's Artie's perfect
I
date?"
remember.
What's Artie's perfect date? How about this? Monday Night Football's on. Me and my buddies play poker until 3 in the morning. I win about $8,000. Right before I go to sleep, you run in and blow me, clean up, and leave. And while I'm pissing, I go, "I love you."
Oh, there it is. I mean, I'm not allowed to
And
say
without
it.
the cleaning up, it's not perfect. If it's just blowing me, I'm allowed to go, "Look at this fucking play." Karen, why did you do that? Why did you just blow me and not clean up, Karen?
But yes, October 18th. Sorry. And then
Oh,
November.
the chick was so pissed on the phone. Really? Yeah. What's a perfect day with you, honey? Here's the difference because you sent the picture. A perfect day is you don't show up. She looked like me. God damn it.
I was just going because
There's a line and I
I
crossed
thought
it.
you wanted to finish.
No, there's a line and I crossed it. Yeah.
No, not at all. I'm just. It's October 18th, November 30th, the next one, and then The Godfather on November 15th.
What are the 4 dates? October 18th.
October 18th, November 30th. I think it's December 12th.
You see? Everybody does
I
it.
fell right for it.
October 18th, September 12th. well, after that, people can refer to that as 9/12.
No, well, let's just say October 18th for now.
Yeah, and again, we had a blast. And again,
And you can watch it live on Facebook, but I'm not sure how yet.
And again, there were, they tweeted out, there were a few extra seats left when I was going to the show, and apparently, the term "few" can mean 102.
Well, we didn't do too good last time.
No, you know why? Because I got to get on top.
Oh, don't worry about that. That's not your job. I'll take care of it.
I wasn't really worried.
I wasn't worried either. I don't care.
No, dude, it's a blast.
Everybody was having a good time.
There might have been a talent coach in there, and
I'll get it right next time. I just, maybe the picks went too long. I'll fix that.
Lenny Marcus had a folder the size of the Iliad.
Well, Lenny Marcus is a stats guy.
I know,
That's the
but
thing,
we didn't get. Instead of stats, I was saying to a puppet, "I smell dick. Did you burp?"
Well, what's better than that?
I know. Well, what's better than that, according to him, Beasley Reese's lifetime fucking coverage. The 4-3 defense Belichick called against Cleveland.
Maybe his dick was on fire.
That you need a crash with that one.
Yeah, we waited.
And then hit,
That one needed a crash.
and then hit a boom.
Dan, anything? Your architecture group meeting? No. The church community? Explain why church is community to you. But you're not religious. You don't pray.
No.
It's just you like meeting other people.
Are you finding women there?
No.
Direct opposite.
Do you need friends for...
No, I get it. Well, it's a gathering of people that you assume aren't crazy people. You know, he also goes to Al-Anon meetings. I don't know why. And
You really do?
Yeah.
you know what an Al-Anon meeting is, Mario?
For Alcoholics Anonymous.
No.
It's for kids
for friends of alcoholics.
Friends.
And who's the alcoholic?
You. Me, I make bad decisions. Like, yeah, tell Mary can come.
right, this has been great. Mario, study those jokes, all right?
I will, I promise.
All right, you want to go eat at the diner?
Yeah.
Tell me how it
let's
is.
go to the diner.